recording.
Right. I met Clara yesterday, right?
Yes, you met Claire. And did you meet everybody, Rebecca? You know everybody.
I've never
You
met Emily
Claire?
in person, but
Oh, you never met Emily? Oh, look
not
at that.
person. Yeah.
I
Okay.
didn't realize that.
All right. So today's topic is the emergency transportation plan. Okay. I'm going to share my screen here. All right. Everybody can see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to start quoting regulation numbers too, so that in your spare time, you can also go back and read it. It's wonderful reading. I highly recommend it. But today we're talking about the emergency transportation plan. And this literally is part of the emergency plan section. And so as per regulation 327027, we need to have an emergency plan. Hey, Brent. I'm just highlighting, this is a very long section, so I'm just going to pull out the high level points that pertain to specifically the emergency transportation posting that you have to have. Okay. So, and if you're ever wondering, this is all part of your emergency plan that you all have been working on too, and is why you have to have those certain things in your emergency plan, because it's required. So the first thing is you have to shelter children during emergency plan, during the emergency lockdown, and is why there's a whole lockdown section in the emergency plan. You also have to shelter in place should it become necessary to do that. And you also need to potentially, if necessary, go to another location other than where you are, and is why you have an alternate location to go to. Okay. You need to evacuate the children from the building and evacuate the children to a location, like I just said, away from the premises. You also need to be able to contact parents, and DHS needs to see the method of how you do that. And is why that section is in your emergency plan. You also need to let parents know when the emergency has ended. And so all of this is part of what DHS calls the emergency transportation plan. And so we do have a lovely posting. Here's the path right here. It lives on the shared drive, and I'm going to show you how to get there. There's also a link on this slide as well. But I first want to show you how to get there. So we're going to go to shared drive. Okay, here's the shared drive, and it lives on the Youth Enrichment Drive. Okay, and this is going to live in program forms, family board, because your family board, when you think about it, everything that goes on your family board is kind of what the thought process was. So we click on family board. No, because this is specifically a posting.
Okay.
And so the family board, and then right down here, it's called Safety and Emergency Transportation Posting. And here it is. Now, I should give you a heads up that this posting does several things. It not only encompasses the emergency transportation plan, but it also covers other regulations, which we have as well, including the safety drop-off and pickup procedure. And to let people know that it gives them the snack menu and also the non-smoking facility part. So this posting does encompass several regulations. So that's why we like you to post it, because then you don't have to keep track of, okay, I need 3 postings. You know, it does everything. So on this safety transportation plan, it talks about how there's a written plan of transporting the children, and in the event emergency shall be displayed conspicuously in every child care space. So that right there tells you that this has to be displayed in every child care space. So if you're in the gym, if you're in the cafeteria, if you're in a classroom, this posting has to be in every space of your program. Okay. One of the other regulations also says that it needs to be in your first aid kit. It doesn't exactly say that, but you have to have a first aid kit for emergency purposes and transportation, which is why you put this posting in your first aid kit.
So it's supposed to be this one and not the one that says like, because I have the one that's like emergency posting for first aid kit bag, and it's different than this. It
So
has all the numbers and everything.
it does the same thing.
Okay, so that's fine too.
It does the same
Okay.
thing. This, the top part of this right here, right here, probably says the same thing as, does it say the same thing as that individual? Because this is
it's like what to do in emergency, who to call.
yeah.
Yeah.
And this says call the appropriate emergency numbers below. So it
Mhm.
pretty much does the same
It
thing,
just looks
but it encompasses several regulations, which that's why we went this route. But yeah, so either way works. But this is the official document that we'd like to have people use. Okay, because you can see it's coded. We're keeping track of all of our postings, SOPs, any kind of document paperwork, and we've got a library of it going. And so this is literally the official document to use. Okay. It talks about the purpose, responsibility, and the actual procedure, and that you have to call the emergency numbers listed below. It is customizable for all of your sites. So this is located in what we call a template file. You literally, in order to use it, you would have to make a copy and save it as your own document so that you can customize it for your site. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Because we want to preserve the template for future use. Okay. But it goes through the steps, call the emergency numbers below, make the staff provisions for supervision. Parents and guardians will be notified. All attempts will be documented on the communication log, and is why we have a communication log. The designated person will accompany the youth to the emergency room if necessary, and staff will stay with the youth until the parent or designee arrives, document all the information, and that the staff person will continue to contact parents or emergency persons and call and help to cover the center using the emergency call. So that's why you have a list of your parents in your emergency plan as well. So it covers all of that. But that is your emergency. That part of this is the emergency transportation plan and what you do when you have to transport children. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So this has to be posted, like I said, has to be posted in every space, cafeteria, gym, locker room, wherever you are with your program. And it also has to be in your first aid bag.
Or just dragged in a wagon everywhere.
Or
to
drag
every place that you go to, if that's the situation.
Yep. Okay. Any questions? No? Any questions regarding any other regulation?
Yeah, Deb, I got cited for this because I didn't have one in the gym.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so so E1 on me. We got it fixed, as you know. So
Yep.
everything is good. So yeah, we need to have it everywhere, literally. So.
Yep. And you'll never do it again, right? When you're cited, it's like, oh yeah, I can't do. Yeah, you always remember.
Yeah,
do it again.
This is where it's going right here, and not any further.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Deb, this has the snack menu information on. If we're not doing snacks anymore, does that information still need to be on there, or should we take it out?
You can actually, if the kids are bringing their own snack, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, then you can actually take it out, customize it for your site.
Okay.
But please don't ruin the template because other sites need it. Yep. Just remember to go to File and make a copy.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can save it wherever you want to save it for your site.
Okay.
I should point out, since I'm talking about it, in our MAPS team, we have created a holding tank, if you will, for all of your site's program information. Because the theory, and the reason we did this is because we've had all of you you're all new. And so we didn't have a way of getting a hold of the paperwork and documents that were created by the old program directors because it lived on their own personal computers. And so we actually, this is hot off the press, we actually created a folder where you can put your completed program specific documents. Okay. And I'm going to show you where that lives, and I'm going to have to make this. And maybe this is what we need to, one of our cabinet meetings, Jess. But it's under, I'm going to go back to the shared drive. Okay, so here's the shared drive. Okay. We're on Family Board. I'm going to back all the way out to Youth Enrichment Drive. We'll start there. Okay. So it's under Youth Enrichment Drive, and it's under Program Location Documents. We've already started it here. So each of your sites are going to be built so that when you click on your site, our thought process was and is that you will be able to obtain all your postings, your DHS information, your Keystone Stars information. You won't have to remember to go into 3 or 4 or 5 different folders to get it. It's too hard to keep track of. So everything, we're moving to this. So this is hot off the press. It'll be a whole lot easier. You'll have access to saving your documents. I think we discovered that yesterday with Rebecca, that she couldn't save on the shared drive. And so I'm hoping I fixed everybody. So if you cannot save to the Youth Enrichment Drive, and particularly this folder, you'll have to let me know. But I'll keep you posted when we create the site folders. We haven't gotten that far yet, but you can see the structure that we're doing. So when I click on McIntyre, for example, you can see what's happening. Lesson plans, newsletters. So again, there'll be DHS information, Keystone Stars. You can see the postings that she has specifically for McIntyre. So
Do you want, if we already have all that stuff separated in our own drive, do you want us to just copy it in there?
yeah, that'd be great. I will make site folders for you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, we just haven't gotten that far yet. So anyway. Okay.
Let me know if you want it on our Tuesday meeting this Tuesday, or if you want to wait a week or two.
This Tuesday's fine. It'll be done. Yeah, it'll be done. So we think it's going to be an easier, what's the word? An easier access and way to get to things. Navigation, that's the word. It'll be an easier navigation. So, yep. Any other
It makes
questions?
the communicating forest less swirly and twirly.
Yes. Yep. So, any other questions, comments, concerns, anything I can answer for you? Okie dokie. Well, thanks everybody. You guys have a great weekend, and Claire, I'll see you a little bit later. Alrighty, take care, everybody.
Oh, hey,
Bye,
Jess.
everybody.
Hey, Jess, can I talk to you for a second?